K-pop lovers. Welcome back to K-pop Update, the home of the most touching, inspiring, and surprising stories from the world of Korean entertainment. That night, behind the heavy black curtains that separate the grandeur of the stage from a quieter world, something rare and beautiful unfolded, a moment that would linger in the hearts of fans long after the music had ended. In the midst of the roaring cheers that had just filled the Gocheok Sky Dome, following Tomorrow X Together's electrifying ACT Tomorrow concert in Seoul, a familiar figure stood waiting. It wasn't the thunder of a superstar's arrival, nor the flash of cameras or the formality of an industry appearance. Instead, there was simplicity, a beige overcoat, a bucket hat tilted just enough to shadow his face, and a smile that carried warmth more powerful than any spotlight. Jin of BTS was there. The timing was unexpected. TXT, breathless and glowing from their final bow, were still carrying the weight of adrenaline and exhaustion as they stepped off stage. The energy shifted when they turned the corner to their backstage area and saw him, Kim Suk-jin, not the global icon, but a senior who once stood in their very shoes. He wasn't there to command attention. He was there to give it, quietly, sincerely, to his juniors. The first to notice was Taehyun. His steps faltered, his eyes widened, and the disbelief in his voice broke the backstage hum. "Young," he called out, the word echoing surprise and relief all at once. At that single sound, the rest of the members, Soobin, Byungju, Yeonjin, and Hwayne Kai, lifted their heads. Their fatigue melted away, replaced by a rush of joy that lit their faces. It was not the meeting of idols separated by hierarchy. It was a family moment, the kind you only see when someone truly understands what it feels like to be young, overwhelmed, and desperate to be seen. Jin greeted them as only a trusted older brother could. There was no formal bow, no stiffness, just warmth. To Soobin, the leader who carried the quiet weight of responsibility, Jin extended a firm handshake, followed by a reassuring pat on the shoulder, a silent message. "I see you, and you're doing well." Byungju, who seemed to still be riding waves of emotion, received a tight hug and a soft whisper that visibly eased the tension in his expression. Yeonjin, ever the energetic one, found himself pulled close and murmured to, his lips twitching into a smile that spoke of encouragement only they understood. And then came Hwayne Kai, TXT's youngest, his wide-eyed excitement met with laughter from Jin. "Magne number 2, you are amazing out there," Jin said fondly, ruffling his hair like a proud sibling. Finally, Taehyun, who so often cloaks his feelings in calmness, found his composure cracking when Jin's words came quietly, almost fatherly. "You've grown so much." For a brief, suspended moment, the backstage area seemed to stop breathing. What cameras captured that night, the fan-taken photos, the hurriedly uploaded clips, told only part of the story. What they could never fully hold was the stillness, the respect, the genuine pride that radiated from those small exchanges. This wasn't a spectacle created for headlines. This was lineage. It was Kim Suk-jin, the trainee who once feared he might never debut, standing as living proof to 5 young men that every trial, every rehearsal, every tear is worth it. When news of Jin's appearance spread online, the fandoms united. ARMY and MOA, who often occupy separate spaces, flooded timelines with shared admiration. Posts read like love letters. "This is leadership without ego," one fan wrote. Another said, "Jin didn't walk in with a spotlight. He walked in with kindness. That's why he's legendary." The hashtags #JinBackstage and #HoonanStars began to trend, not pushed by promotions, but lifted naturally by thousands of hearts touched by something genuine. The timing made it even more profound. Jin's visit came just weeks after his own solo tour wrapped, a whirlwind of stages, fans, and late-night rehearsals. Despite the exhaustion that must have clung to his schedule, he carved out the time to show up, not as BTS's worldwide star, but as a young who remembered the meaning of support. And in that act, he proved that the bond between BTS and TXT, often marketed as the BTS TXT universe, isn't just a brand strategy. It's a quiet, beating truth rooted in respect, members sat together in a circle, their knees almost touching, their shoulders brushing lightly.
No Captions, no Dramatic Tags.
Just a candid moment of closeness. It was enough. Fans didn't need explanations. They knew what the picture said: legacy, trust, and the unspoken bond of shared dreams. From that single moment, speculation blossomed. Whispers spread across communities. Perhaps next spring, the two groups might share a stage, not a massive arena, but something smaller, quieter, more intimate. A concert not for headlines, but for healing. A night where ARMY and MOA would gather, not to scream, but to witness something precious. Full moon and stars, a night of brothers. Fans have already started imagining what that night could look like. They dream of Jin and BTS sitting side by side, guitars in hand, strumming an acoustic rendition of Moon. They pictured Jungkook stepping in for an impromptu freestyle, Yeonjin's confident energy bouncing off the warmth of his seniors. They imagine lights that mimic moonlight, silver and soft, cascading over rippled fabrics draped across a simple stage, a stage where two worlds meet, not as legends and juniors, but as brothers. Whether that dream ever comes true, one thing remains clear. The night Jin stood backstage for TXT was a reminder. In an industry that often moves too fast, chasing numbers and perfection, the quiet moments matter most. That night wasn't about stages or records. It was about being present, being kind, being human. And when the noise of that concert faded, when the last fan left and the dome emptied into silence, a memory remained. It was a memory of a superstar who took off the crown for a night, who showed his juniors that greatness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it waits quietly behind the curtain, arms open, saying simply, "I'm proud of you." If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe to our channel for the latest updates from the world of K-pop and BTS. Also, turn on the notification bell so you